Wraith of Injustice by Sarah J. Nilsson. This is the true story surrounding the death of Heidi Sue Dowland, born November 18, 1980, and tragically killed in a plane crash on January 13, 2019. Wraith of Injustice portrays the haunting and destructive consequences of injustice in the aftermath of the death of Heidi Sue Dowland. A wraith is a ghost that persists. Episode 9: Death by 1,000 Continuances. On March 18 of 2024, we see the first motion to continue trial and extend the time to file pretrial motions, entered by C. Kenneth Ray II. Recall that the trial was supposed to commence on May 7th of 2024. And this motion is also to push the deadline back for the pretrial motions that should be filed with the court prior. And this motion was filed before the Honorable John J. Tucci, one of the judges, who later granted the motion to continue the trial and extend the time to file pretrial motions. Therefore, the jury trial has been moved to August 6, 2024 at 9 a.m. in courtroom 505 at the U.S. District Court in Phoenix. Motions are due by July 8. And here is a copy of that order granting the motion to continue the trial and pretrial motions. We have a notice regarding the passport. The defendant is not permitted to apply for the reissuance of a passport and/or a passport card during the pendency of this action. And this is a notice to surrender the passport issued by the United States. This document is a notice regarding the U.S. passport for the criminal defendant, Christopher Adam Anderson. On July 2nd, about a month before the August 6th trial, we see an order calling all counsel to appear at a status conference. The respective counsels were to appear before the Honorable Judge John J. Tucci on July 15 of 24. On July 3rd, Anderson's attorney, C. Kenneth Ray, filed a motion to continue the trial and to extend the pretrial motions deadline. He wanted it extended another 90 days beyond August 6th. Also, on July 3rd, Anderson's attorney, C. Kenneth Ray, filed a motion to withdraw as counsel and to appoint counsel. Apparently, there is, and I quote, an irreparable conflict between counsel and the defendant relating to his defense, and which includes but is not limited to the inability of the defendant to meet the financial requirements of counsel's continued representation and the services of required experts. Additional reasons exist, but counsel cannot disclose pursuant to Ethics Rule 1.6. As a sidebar, under the Arizona Rules of Professional Conduct, Rule 1, Client-Lawyer Relationship, a lawyer shall not reveal information relating to the representation of a client, and there are some exceptions which do not apply here. On July 11, the Honorable John J. Tucci granted the motion to continue trial and pretrial motions. A new trial will occur on November 5th at 9 a.m., and the status conference that was originally set for July 15 was vacated. The new pretrial motions deadline is now October 7. On July 25th, we see on the docket a notice regarding a telephonic appearance of the defendant. Anderson is set to appear telephonically on August 2nd at 2:30 p.m. regarding the motion to withdraw and appoint counsel. Recall, C. Kenneth Ray is withdrawing as counsel and a new counsel needs to be appointed. On August 2nd, the Honorable Judge John J. Tucci granted the defendant's motion to withdraw. And a Criminal Justice Act CJA attorney, Federal Public Defender Diego Rodriguez, was named as Anderson's new counsel. Diego Rodriguez has been a lawyer since 1995. He opened his own firm in 2008. Now we wait for November 5th, 2024 at 9 a.m. for the trial of USA v. Anderson. We wait for justice. Almost 6 years in the making for Heidi Sue Dowland. On October 7, 2024, the Honorable John J. Tucci called for a status conference for the Anderson case, amongst others, for October 21st. Also on October 7, Christopher Anderson's public defender, Diego Rodriguez, filed a motion to continue the trial for yet a third time. The reason being that the case is complex and there is voluminous and specialized discovery, and several different government agencies are involved. And furthermore, Diego Rodriguez has a trial conflict with a case in the Superior Court of Arizona at the same time that begins the day before. The next day, the 8th of October, the Honorable John J. Tucci granted the motion to continue the trial. So now we wait until February 4th of 2025. On January 10, 2025, this document was filed calling for a status conference for January 21st at 11:30 a.m. On January 16, 2025, Anderson's attorney, Diego Rodriguez, filed a fourth motion to continue the trial, asking for no less than 120 days because he needs to hire at least 2 to 3 experts to assist with the preparation of Anderson's defense. On January 17, 2025, the Honorable John J. Tucci granted the motion to continue trial. Now we wait for justice for Heidi until June 3rd, 2025 at 9 a.m. Pre-trial motions are due by May 5th, 2025, and any subpoenas previously issued and served remain in effect and are answerable at the new trial date. On February 10, 2025, we see a new minute entry. Due to the appointment of a new district judge in the Phoenix Division, Anderson's case is being reassigned to the Honorable District Judge Sharad H. Desai. The jury trial is set before him for June 3, 2025, with a status conference set for May 27, and U.S. Attorney Abby Broughton Marsh files a notice of her name change to Abby Broughton. On May 27, 2025, at the status conference, discussion is held regarding the current trial schedule. Abby Broughton, the prosecutor, and Diego Rodriguez, the federal public defender, agree jointly to continue the trial yet again, for a 5th time. On June 3rd, the day we were supposed to witness the start of the trial, and perhaps a little justice for Heidi, we saw the Honorable Judge Sharad H. Desai sign an order continuing the trial to January 6, 2026 at 9 a.m. The deadline for filing pretrial motions extended to November 7 of 2025. Furthermore, the Honorable Judge Desai set a final pretrial conference for December 11, 2025 at 10 a.m. and required both attorneys and the defendant to appear. The judge then gave instructions with respect to expert witness testimony, marking of exhibits, trial memoranda, jury instructions, information for the court reporter, and finally, the plea agreement deadline of noon on the Friday before trial. On June 18, 2025, we see a motion to authorize pretrial deposition pursuant to Rule 15 filed by the prosecution. One of the witnesses is Edward Calabas, The prosecution wishes to call Mr. Calabas as a witness during its case in chief. Because the witness is elderly and anticipates undergoing surgery in the coming months, the prosecutor wishes to preserve his testimony for trial by conducting a videotaped deposition on August 5th, 2025. Edward Calabas is a flight instructor living in Prescott, Arizona. He gave Anderson instruction and training and is anticipated to testify about the guidance he gave to Anderson regarding regulations. According to the prosecution, Ed's testimony is necessary to help establish Anderson's knowledge and training prior to the crash on January 13, 2019, that killed Heidi. In addition, but without conceding any issues of admissibility, the testimony may also contain evidence that could arguably be exculpatory to the defense. Mr. Calabas is 85 years old. He has previously undergone a triple bypass heart surgery, and he's scheduled to undergo a knee replacement surgery on July 7, 2025. He expects recovery to be 4 to 6 weeks. Additionally, his wife Dorothy is ill with cancer, undergoing chemotherapy, and Ed is her caregiver. Given Ed's age and ongoing health issues that may make him unavailable to testify at trial, the prosecutor wants to preserve his testimony by deposition ahead of the January 2026 trial. To be continued.